Hi, this is Suchi, and I'm back with another video on NumPy series. And our today's topic is data types. So, in NumPy array, the elements, individual elements, are having some data type. But as we have discussed in our first video, NumPy array is having elements of the same data type. It cannot be heterogeneous, it is homogeneous. So, all the elements of NumPy array should be of a single data type. And which are the data types supported in NumPy array? Here you can see the list, entire list. So integer, which is represented by I or small int, boolean, which is represented by bool or small b, and unsigned integer, which is represented by small u, float, which is represented by small f, and so on. So how we can check the data type, how we can check or set or even convert the data type of ND array. Let's look into all these things in this video. So first of all, let's assign one NumPy array. Let's create one NumPy array. I'm creating a simple NumPy array which is having 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's check the data type of the same. So I forgot to tell you that to do this, we have to first import the NumPy package in our notebook. So if we don't import the NumPy package in our code, then it cannot be recognized what is NumPy. So here what we are doing in this line, we are importing the NumPy package and giving it a short name, which is NP. So if I execute this cell, and now I go back to the concerned cell, here we won't get this error. Here the name NP is not defined, error was coming because I did not import it earlier. Now NP should be determined as we have already imported. So let's execute this cell again. And now it is returning us the data type of this array. So if we simply print this array, we can see this is a one-dimensional array with 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the data type is int 32. So what is int? Int is nothing but integer and 32 is the size of the data type. So these two informations we can see with the help of .dtype. Now, if we want to specify the data type, here you can see based on the value, the data type is automatically detected and automatically assigned. But in case we want to specify the data type for an ND array, what we can do? Let me comment this out. Let me print. This is the data type and these are the values. Now, what if we assign string values here? In this case, what will happen? It will automatically take the data type as string because these are the string values. All the elements are string values. So from the value, looking at the value, we can see that this is the array of strings. So it will automatically assign this data type as string. So here you can see capital U and then 9. 9 is the size and capital U. Capital U is nothing but, here you can see unicoded string. So this is a Unicode string. By default, if we assign string values here and if you do not mention the data type, then it will be automatically taken as Unicode string. But if we specify capital S externally, then it will take it as a string. So here we go. We can see intrinsically implicitly it is taking the data type of the NumPy array. Now let us see how we can assign the data type while creating the array itself. So this is the way. Here you can see while creating the array ARR, we are saying np.array and we are passing this 1, 2, 3, 4, this single dimensional list, and then we are assigning the data type as f. F means float. And again here we are passing the string array, string list of strings, and we are assigning the data type as capital S, which is nothing but string. So let's see what happens for case 1, which is this array 1, 2, 3, 4, and what happens to the case 2, which is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So here you can see the data type is float. We have specifically assigned the data type as float. And unlike the first case where we were not assigning the data type here, what was happening? It was taking it as an integer because this is having integer values. But here, when we are assigning the data type float explicitly, what it is taking? It is converting the values into float value. Here you can see 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, which means the values are intrinsically converted into float values, as well as the data type of the ND array has become float. And 32 is nothing but the size. Similarly, for the strings, it has converted it into binary string. Here you can see a B at the beginning, and then it has become, as we have externally specified the data type as capital S, it has converted the Unicode string into a binary string, and then it has created the entire NumPy array in string format. So that's it about externally specifying data type. Whichever data type we want to specify for that NumPy array, while creating that array itself, we can specify with the help of this parameter, which is dtype parameter. So in np.array, we can pass this dtype parameter and the value to which we want to convert it. Let's look at another example. Here you can see we are providing float values, but we want the data type as integer. Can we do that? So let's run this cell and let's find out what is happening here. So here you can see that float values are being converted into integer values. This was 1.0, but this has been converted to 1. This was 2.2, but it has been converted to 2. So the integer part is only taken out from individual values. Here it was 3.1. It has been converted into 3, and 4.0 has been converted into 4. So here you can see these float values are converted into integer values, and the data type of the entire ND array has become int. So this is how, while creating, we can mention the D type. We can look into another example, this one, where we want to convert it into Boolean data type. So 1030. These are the values we are passing, but we want the values in true false. So generally in Boolean, conventionally, 0 is a false value and anything rather than 0 is non-false, that is true value. So here you can see 1 is true, 0 is false, 3 is true, 0 is false. So let's see what is the output here. So here you can see the data type of the ND array has become Boolean, and the values have become true, false, as we expected. 1 is true, 0 is false, 3 is true, and 0 is false. That's what we are getting over here. So this is how we can do this. Now, what if there is some value which is not compatible to the D type we are assigning over here? For example, this example. Just look at this example. We are passing string values over here and we are assigning the D type parameter as I, which means integer. So here, can we cast this value into integer? By that I mean to say is, will this work? Int this one. Will it work? Definitely it is going to throw an error. What error? Value error. Invalid literal for int with base 10. Sunday cannot be converted into integer, correct? So will this work? Here we are assigning these values, string values, but we are trying to have the data type as I, which is integer. So let's see what happens here. So if we execute this, we can see value error coming here also. With the same value error, it is failing. That invalid literal for int based in Sunday. So this cannot be converted to integer. So some values are not convertible to some types, and we cannot do that. This will throw error if we try to do this thing. Cool. Now let's move on to the next one. Let me comment it out and let's move on to the next one. Now this is while creating the array, we can assign the data type. What if we have already created the array in one particular data type, but later on we want to convert that array into some other data type? How can we do that? There is one option. There is one function which is as type. This function helps us to do that. So let's say this is one array which is having 1.0, 2.0, 0.1, 4.0. These are the values, but the initial data type we are assigning is integer. That means nothing but it will become 1204. As we saw in this case, the floats will be the floats are being converted into integers as we have specified the type as I in the beginning. So while creating, let us just run this. Here you can see this is the array, data type is integer and values are 1204 as we expected it to be. Now, our concern is not with this. We have already learned how to specify data type while creating the array. But now we want to change this array to Boolean type. After this array has been created as integer, we want to change this into Boolean type. How we can do that? There is this function as type. So we can call this function over this array arr.asType and pass the expected data type which we want as an output. But we have to remember it doesn't do the operation in place. That means if we call as type on ARR, it won't change the ARR itself, but it will return a new array, which we can again assign to some new variable. So here I am assigning new ARR variable using as type function. I'm converting the ARR array into a Boolean array and then I'm assigning it to new ARR. Now what I am doing is I am printing this as well. So here you can see ARR is this one 1204 and let's look into the output of new ARR. So this is the new ARR where you can see the data type has become Boolean now because we have used as type and we have passed bool. So it has become Boolean. And what are the values? The values are true, true, false, true because 1 is true, 2 is true, 0 is false and 4 is again true. So all the non-zero values are true and 0 is false. That's it. So this is how, with the help of as type, we can change the data type of an ND array that is already created. Now, some values are not convertible to some types, which we have already seen in this case. That string, we cannot convert it into integer, so it was throwing error. The same thing will happen when we will try to convert a string ND array into an integer ND array with the help of as type. So let's see for an example this one. So this is a string ND array, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And if we print it, here we can see this is the array. The type is Unicode string. And if we see the values, these are the values. If now we are trying to convert it into an integer NT array with the help of S type, what will happen? It will throw the same value error. Here you can see the value error is thrown where at this line new ARR equal to S type I. So this is throwing the same error saying invalid literal for int with base 10. So we can see all the values are not convertible to all the types. So we have to take care of these scenarios. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you have enjoyed this video. We will meet in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep implementing. Thank you for watching.